Hello and welcome to week 8 of the WPF Delta Draft League. My name is Scribbles, coach of the Colorado Cobalians, and this week we are up against Sthkippy. Get to say it with a little lisp there, and the Steel City Surge. So this matchup is really similar to some of the ones I faced this year. Sthkippy was in the other draft pool, so a lot of familiar mons showing up here. Most notably Mega Venusaur, who I just recently played and was pretty concerned about in the matchup. But also we see things like Sneasler that I've faced off before, King Gambit, I think I've played Mimikyu before. So a lot of threats, a lot of things for me to take into consideration. The basic strategy kind of approach for this week is I wanted to be able to counter Trick Room with some of my Pokemon and some of my sets, and then allow speed control otherwise to be handled with either Dragapult Speed Tier or Lycanroc Sandrush. So that was the general idea going into the team. Some of the other threats on their team, Mega Delphox is a huge threat. It's very difficult for me to take out unless I have some sort of speed control, just because it threatens a ton of damage. Sneasler also very obnoxious with its fighting stabs and fake out, which I don't have faster fake out in the matchup, which I always love having faster fake out, but no such luck here. Other things I was kind of worried about, Blastoise and Dragonite and King Gambit are all somewhat annoying, but there are ways to deal with them. Really, Mega Venusaur is still just a huge problem. It's really difficult to threaten big damage into that Pokemon. It's just so bulky. So kind of jumping into the team, first set here is Mega Tyranitar. This is a very offensive bulk Mega Tyranitar, which kind of helps with the Trick Room matchup. I'm running Rock Slide, Low Kick, Lash Out, and Curse. So I have Lash Out to kind of help against Weirdeer if they go for kind of an Intimidate Trick Room build. Lash Out doubles in power, so I actually end up doing more damage if they lead Intimidate into me. And then I have Curse as an option. Curse against Trick Room teams is kind of like physical Quiver Dance, so it's really good, or I guess we have a move for that now, like Victory Dance from Lilligant, I think. But anyway, against Trick Room, it's a great answer. You get additional bulk, additional attack, and what's effectively additional speed. So the idea here is if I'm having problems with Trick Room, I can lead Tyranitar and just Curse turn 1. And with this investment, I outspeed a lot of their threats outside of Trick Room, but inside of Trick Room with a Curse, I'll outspeed them because of the -1 speed. The next set is Tinkaton. Pretty standard Tinkaton, just a lot of HP, a lot of attack. Kind of, again, working on that paradigm of I will allow them to set Trick Room, let them waste a turn using speed control, and then I can take advantage of additional bulk and additional attack because I'm not having to worry about trying to balance myself between two different speed paradigms. So here I have Gigaton Hammer, Ice Hammer, Fake Out, and Rock Slide, so 4 attacks. I'm going with Mold Breaker, and the reason for that is this allows me to fake out. Gigaton Hammer ignores Mimikyu's Disguise, I think is the main reason here. Rock Slide does good damage into Delphox. Ice Hammer allows me to hit Dragonite, also ignoring Multiscale, so I could pick up the Oko there. I think this set ends up being really good in this matchup, so I'll probably end up bringing this quite a bit. Next mon, I'm bringing Lycanroc again. Rock Slide, Close Combat, Psychic Fangs, Protect. Kind of the only interesting thing here is Psychic Fangs. This is 4x into Sneasler, and it should be able to pick up the Oko, while also getting rid of screens and giving me an attack into Venusaur that does super effective damage. It doesn't really do much. Really, Psychic Fangs here is just to pick up the Oko on Sneasler, who, as long as it's not Sash, and even if it's Sash, if we're in sand, it'll still die in 1 turn. That's the main reason here. I'm actually not too worried about screens coming from my opponent, but it's always possible, so there's a little added upside there. Dragapult is the next Pokemon here. It's pretty standard offensive set. Again, I don't need to invest much in speed. This is just enough speed for Sneasler. Again, running Psychic Fangs for that slot. Dragonite just gives me a decent general damage, and then I have Will-O-Wisp and Light Screen to kind of support on the physical defensive side with the Will-O-Wisp, and on the specially defensive side with Light Screen. Will-O-Wisp into King Gambit is really useful. It allows me to dodge Sucker Punch for 1, and then also completely neuter its damage output. Colbur Berry and a bunch of HP means I can survive the Kowtow in case they just go for that instead of the Sucker Punch. So overall, I think this is a really good set into this matchup because primarily it enables Corviknight here, which again is kind of the standard bulk up, roost, body press, attacking moveset. The Lumberry here is to deal with opposing, I guess mostly it's paralysis or sleep powder from, I guess sleep powder from Venusaur is the main reason here. I kind of ran into that the other week against Mega Venusaur. I have Unnerve so that opposing Kingambit with a Chople Berry won't do anything. There's not Intimidate on the opposing team, so I wasn't too worried about having Mirror Armor. It's also be a really weird to bring something like lowering my special defense or my physical defense, or even lowering my speed doesn't really impact me too much, especially if they might bring Trick Room. I have a little bit more attack investment here just so the Brave Birds hit a bit harder into Mega Venusaur. I'm hoping to be able to break that without having to set up too much. But again, it's a pretty simple set. The careful, Spit F with a lot of HP, and then just a little bit of attack. And then the final set for this week is Sinistcha with Shadow Ball, Machagacha, Rage Powder, Trick Room. I don't remember what the invest does here. It's very physically bulky. I think this might survive some hits from Kingambit. I think that's the main reason. Maybe there's also a calc into Mimikyu with Shadow Claw. But it's very, very bulky, and then its purpose is just to allow Corviknight to set up or to threaten damage into the opposing Pokemon. Machagacha into Blastoise does good damage, Shadow Ball does good damage into Delphox, Mimikyu once the disguise is broken. So basically this is just bulky support, and that's what it's going to function with. My main win cons this week are going to be Corviknight, and then T-Tar Lycanroc kind of acting as a pair, potentially with Fake Out or Screen support. So that's the team. We'll jump into battle and see how it goes. Let's see what he brought here. Potentially Trick Room. It's not immediately clear if that's what they have. Sneasler, definitely. I think I'm gonna go with the fast mode here. The question is, do I bring Sand in the back? I think I do. Well, Sand or Corviknight, I guess, is the question. I guess I want to bring both. Alright, so let's go fast mode first. I still have Curse if I need to deal with Trick Room or anything like that. Okay, I like this. I guess like Wisp would be a problem, but that's the biggest threat. Like Wisp and Mimikyu was kind of annoying. But yeah, let's do this. I was a little worried about Weirdier. I switched late to Lash Out on Tyranitar or Protect, which I kind of regret. Okay, Sneasler, Mimikyu. Alright, this is about what I figured. I imagine that this is Sash Sneasler. I will go ahead and do this. Okay, sure. I think the Wisp, are they gonna attack? Nope, not Sash, okay, cool. Okay, Swords Dance. Swords Dance is fine with me. I can just Wisp that slot. See who they go into. I did flinch before them, so I am faster than them, which is good to know. They don't know that, because from their perspective, I might have gone for Fake Out. Okay, so Delphox. Delphox is a little annoying. I need to check if Tinkaton lives Delphox Mega Heatwave with Light Screen up. It definitely does not, so I'm going to Light Screen, and I am going to Gigaton Hammer Mimikyu. So I will outspeed with Dragapult, and with Light Screen up, Heatwave, even Modest does not, it should only be like 60%. Okay, I'm bulky enough to tank that, which is good. Okay, it took that too, which I was not expecting. So hooray for Tinkaton's special pull. So let's see if they are... So I am Mold Breaker, so I'll ignore this guys. Okay, and they're not Sash. Okay, that's good for me. Mega Delphox was faster than me. Did I mess up my EVs or something? Oh yeah, I didn't target outspeeding that. I guess I Will-O-Wisp here, and I could preserve. I don't really see a ton of point. It was on Rock Slide. Okay, survive. Heat Wave or Flamethrower again? Gleam. Okay, that gets both. All right, so from here I should be able to go into the sand mode. And I think I should be in good position. I can't believe I did not EV, especially if I've got light screen up. So I think here I am going to just go close combat and rock slide. I don't think I'm really worried about much that Delphox is going to do to me, especially with light screen up. Light screen and sand. Okay, that's good for me. Unless they double protected. No Chopple. Could be Sash. No, okay. Okay. So that's not ideal, getting outsped by Delphox. With I just double rock slide here. By Delphox, especially with Dazzling Gleam. If I can rock miss is annoying. I don't think it matters too much. Gleam's the best they can do with light screen up. Yeah, it's not gonna break through me anytime soon. Now if I miss a ton of them, okay, T-Tar picks it up. Okay, so that's game one. Adjustments from them. I imagine they're gonna want to lead Delphox. Does I imagine Lycanroc still KOs Sneasler? Yeah, it does. They still have Fake Out available. So what could they do for a pivot? So they didn't bring Blastoise or Dragonite last game. Do they lead I think I still like Dragapult lead. Or what to lead alongside. Could just go Tinkaton again. Could just try and get Trick Room up. Let's try the Trick Room mode. I was really not comfortable with Dragapult being slower than Delphox. Though their Mimikyu is really slow too. So I suppose if I see Delphox, I pretty much am forced to switch out, although it did so little damage. Delphox Blastoise, okay. Alright, I think this is a pretty easy Trick Room on my part. I don't think there's any way they can stop it. And then I think Rock Slide, Shadow Ball, and the Delphox should pick up a KO. I don't think, unless their Blastoise is super fast, which wouldn't really make a ton of sense because, I mean, I guess it can technically outspeed me. It does not. Okay. Okay, so now I think just Trick Room Shadow Ball. I'm really not worried about Blastoise right now. And Delphox has good damage into both my Pokemon. Blastoise will outspeed me, but I'm not super worried about the damage it can do. Gleam's its best attack. Okay, switch out Blastoise, that's great for me. Into King Gambit, okay. Sure, that makes sense. So I'll get a little chip with Rock Slide. Oh, maybe I won't. So I think here, I don't really want to. I think I just attack. Well, no. I'm going to switch in T-Tar and I'll double switch actually. If they stay in an Heat Wave, that's a really good play. I suspect they wouldn't want to, so they could still switch out here. Okay, that's pretty good for me. See what they got in the back. Blastoise, okay, that gives them Fake Out again. Okay. So who do they Fake Out? And do I take a fighting move on Tyranitar from King Gambit? I don't suspect I do. I do not. Alright. So I am going to switch back into Tinkaton. And I'm going to go ahead and bulk up. Scouting for the fighting move. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Yeah, low kick. And it does a lot. You're getting some Sand Chip. I'm gonna go ahead and Fake Out here, and I'm going to bulk up. How many turns of Trick Room? This is the last turn of Trick Room. Yeah, I think. I think I'm actually going to switch back into Sinistcha and bulk up. This is back into Delphox. This gets me back up to full, and that Delphox was not doing a ton of damage. I give it like, it was Flamethrower. Flamethrower shouldn't kill. If I'm +1 Brave Bird, I should kill. I think I'm actually going to Rage Powder here and go ahead and Brave Bird into the Delphox. Okay, hopefully this isn't Heat Wave. Flamethrower's fine. Flamethrower's gonna kill me anyway. I don't think Heat Wave. It is Heat Wave. Okay, double KO. Alright. So that's bad for me. Wish I was Akka. I was Akka in the builder for so much time. Alright, so now what do I need to do? Okay, so they're gonna protect Delphox, almost certainly. So how do I take advantage of that? I don't really take advantage of it super well, to be honest. And I'm gonna run out of Sandstorm turns. Double Rock Slide. I guess I don't want to Mega Ball this turn. So I can get Sandstorm up again. Not a ton I could do there. Okay, that's a problem. Did activate my Citrus, for what that's worth. Miss another Rock Slide. Okay, probably a Helping Hand Heat Wave here or something. I could try and Curse here. I don't think that lets me survive anything meaningful, because King Gambit does have low kick, and I probably don't want to reveal that. I mean, I do survive, but I have to kill Delphox. So the Icy Wind is going to put me in a bad position here, so I'm kind of just getting differential at this point. So I think they lead Delphox again. I think that's smart. So maybe this kills Delphox, but then they've got low kick, and I can't do anything about that. At least I got the Delphox. Okay. So we still brought King Gambit. I think I gotta go fast mode for sure. They have Sneasler, okay. I don't think there's anything that can help here. Okay, so Sinistcha definitely was not the way. It was Heat Wave Flamethrower. I wasn't expecting both. There's close combat, okay. Probably White Herb Sneasler then, I guess. Okay, so I think I gotta go back to the fast mode. Question is, what do I lead? They have no weather control. They do have King Gambit. They do have fastest fake out. And I don't have protect on T-Tar. I think I like Dragapult, Lycanroc. Because Dragapult, Lycanroc does put them in a slightly awkward position as far as like what they attack. Do I bring T-Tar Tinkaton? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's go with this. You probably want to be careful switching T-Tar around too aggressively. I think this should work out okay. Blastoise, Delphox again. Okay, so they have Fake Out active. They Fake Out into Lycanroc. Super obvious. I don't think Helping Hand Gleam does anything to me. Or not enough anyway. Yeah, that doesn't do too much. So I think I'm gonna Light Screen and Protect. Yeah, they didn't Helping Hand, so probably Fake Out into Lycanroc. Yeah. And then Gleam. Yeah. Okay, and then I get Light Screen up, and then it's probably Helping Hand Gleam, I would assume. So I'm gonna swap into T-Tar here, and I'm going to Rock Slide. The special defense boost will help Lycanroc. So I've got Light Screen and Sand Boost. That's fine. AC Wind or something? Need to not miss Rock Slide. Flinch here would be really nice. Okay. Alright, so now we just Rock Slide, Rock Slide. The other option... No, I'm slower than Blastoise. So yeah, I think it's just Rock Slide, Rock Slide. So something's gotta switch into this. King Gambit does, okay. So Icy Wind here would be really bad. But I could switch out from that. Miss on Blastoise is unfortunate. Doesn't really do anything to Sucker Punch into Lycanroc. And the Icy Wind. Sucker Punch does 90. And that did absolutely nothing, so. But they are faster than my T-Tar now. Okay, Citrus Berry Blastoise is fine. Kinda. So I'm gonna switch T-Tar out to Tinkaton, and I'm going to be free to just close combat into King Gambit. Sucker Punch should not kill me. Adamant Black Acid does max 90%. That's fine. Unless they have a water move. Life Dews fine. Are they Sash? They'll heal themselves up, which is fine. I'm gonna cover for the Delphox switch in. Rock Slide does like 50 to Delphox. Okay, it's not gonna quite get it. Okay, we did pick up that KO. That's great. We still have light screen out of the crit. Okay, that's why I thought that was. I wasn't sure that was gonna pick it up, but the crit gets us there. Another Icy Wind. Misses Lycanroc. This is fine. We're still at enough that we can take a hit from King Gambit. Light Screen's gone, just kind of okay, because I imagine they just have a bunch of physical mons remaining. And I've only been hit by one. I think I just double in Sneasler here, to be honest. So they're not going to be Choice Scarf. They're Focus Sash. I am Sands up, and I'm -1. I still outspeed. So yeah, I think I am doubling into Sneasler. Nice, okay. I think that should do it. The double Psychic Fangs came in there really big. The miss on Icy Wind obviously sucked for my opponent. I am in range of Sucker Punch now, so I have to watch out for that. I think I should switch back into maybe Dragapult here. And I guess Iron Head into this slot's pretty reasonable. I'm gonna switch into Dragapult in close combat. So I think this KOs, yeah, that's fine. Sure. What is the play here? I'm gonna wisp the King Gambit slot. I'm gonna get T-Tar back in. I guess I'd like to cover for them just attacking or them protecting. Okay, Wisp hits. It could be Lum. If they're Lum, that's not great for me. I think they still have an out if they're Lum. Okay, they are Lum. Icy Wind again, doesn't really matter. Okay, low kick. There's citrus. So I'm still okay. Going to whisk that slot, and I'm just going to just pick out Blastoise, let it keep getting shipped down. That's fine. So we got another chance to hit a Wisp. And even if I don't, I'm still okay, because I should outspeed. And I do outspeed their Blastoise, so I'll keep chipping it down. This is gonna be really close. Okay, I do hit the Wisp, which is great. So that means getting Miss Dragon Bolt, which might help me a lot. Okay, Iron Head. It's nothing. They could flinch me here. They don't. Okay. Light screen doesn't matter. I think I want to just get as much damage into Blastoise as possible. I'll go ahead and Dragon Darts. Actually, I don't know how the Dragon Darts targeting works, but just in case, I'm going to target here. And then I'm just going to Gigaton Hammer into Blastoise. Start targeting, hooray. Alright, I want to switch in T-Tar here, but I think that's a throw, so I'm not gonna do that. Doesn't have any more healing. Just Dragon Darts. And Rock Slide, I suppose. I do have low kick on T-Tar. He could outspeed me, which would be, I guess, the only real concern. But low kick burn should never be able to kill me. Yeah, that's not killing T-Tar. No. We'll just kind of chip him down slowly. I guess if sand doesn't end here, I get T-Tar in. No, it does. Okay, well, I'll just keep working at this. So like the only way I lose right now is if I switch in T-Tar and switch it into a low kick or something like that. And it's faster than me and it hits me twice with low kick. So I just gotta keep chipping it down. Okay, here's my Colbur Berry. And I have low kick, not something that can miss, so. This is gonna be a very narrow victory. The crit on Delphox was very, very important for me to finish that off. And the miss from Icy Winds too, so a couple bad beats for my opponent. Click everything correctly here. And I wonder if King Gambit was faster than me. This game was really, really close. No, okay, I had the speed advantage at least. Okay. Well, that'll be the end of the week. A narrow victory, but we did end up pulling it out. Trick Room did not work at all, but we had just enough offense to be able to break through King Gambit. Good games my opponent, and I think that's the end of the regular season. So we finished at 6-2, and we should make the playoffs. So more to come.